Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. With great marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence.
Huh? Good job, honey. Sit. Honey, sit. Sit, and then paw. Paw. Good boy. Okay. Paw. 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 Yeah, good job.
Highs, not good. I find myself dodging with unhealthy habits. You're intertwining your self-worth with productivity. You're landing there because you're very in tune or publishing work again. Absolutely. So, with a publishing house, because
Hello, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Megan and this is going to be a day in my life. Always wanted to film one of these. I don't know why it's taken me so long, but I got really inspired by Paloma's video. I loved that video. It's just like, it was really nice to see what someone did in their routine and I was just like, I'll make one too. I'm also trying to play around with different formats of making videos. I'm really interested in the possibility of making more of these day in the life. I think it would be fun to just film for like 1 to 2 days at a time instead of what I usually do, which is film for like 2 weeks. I think it would be kind of fun to just do like 1 to 2 days and then have those up as more frequent videos. I just spent the first few minutes of my day working on some admin stuff. I feel like I always like to warm up into my workday. I rarely just like start drawing and making art and doing like really intensive things right away. I ordered these envelopes in the mail last time in our last video. The printing is fine, but I was super disappointed in the quality of these envelopes. I went with Print Runner instead of envelopes.com, and I gotta say, I do not recommend Print Runner. It was my first time using them, and I really regret it. So, like, it's like really thin printer paper, and when I'm mailing things like art and stuff, I just expected the envelope to be a bit thicker. And also, I really like the sticky closures. I don't like having to like I just don't like doing that. I ended up going back to envelopes.com and ordering a bigger batch. I originally went with these because I was like, oh, I want to save money, but now I ended up like wasting more money because now I have all of these that aren't as good quality and I ended up like just spending more in general. So lesson for me, maybe for you, it's okay to spend a little bit more on stuff you know is gonna be like a good product. So I ordered those on envelopes.com this morning. Another thing I did was reply to some emails and stuff. This day in the life is going to be like a day in my life during like a down period. There are months and weeks where work is very intensive and I'm doing stuff like all the time. It's very like, but right now, this month of June, I'm taking things a lot slower. I like to have, you know, times where things are a bit busier. Like for example, when I do shop updates and stuff, I also like to have periods where my workload is a lot lighter and this helps me just not burn out. So my plan for the day is just like maybe experiment a little bit in my sketchbook. I might paint a little bit. We'll see if I feel like that. Yeah, very simple, take it easy kind of day. Welcome to a random Tuesday in June, and I hope you enjoy this video. Before we go any further, we have to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring yet another video. You guys definitely know already, Squarespace is a wonderful tool you can use to build a beautiful online website, store, etc. One of my favorite things is that you can password protect however many pages you want. So I like to have my secret Patreon shop password protected. It's really nice that I can have a little private store for my patrons to use. It's also super easy to edit the appearance of it. You can change the spacing of your columns and your rows, however many images in the column, you get it. It's super easy to use. Highly recommend it. If you want to give Squarespace a try, go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/MeganWang for 10% off your first purchase. So here I'm just really practicing some gouache painting. I feel like I really rarely practice these days. I think every time I sit down to make art, I sort of have this expectation that I want to post and share it. And it's very rare that I do something just for the sake of making it and practicing, really. And I kind of want to change that. Like, I want to be okay with just painting for the sake of improvement. I didn't want to post this after I talk about a little bit why in a talking segment coming up. But yeah, I want to work on my skills more, but in a way that's fun for me. I also feel like whenever I tell myself I need to work on my technique, I just really reject that. I never have really taken any art classes. I remember when I was younger, I took one sit-in art class and I hated it. We had to sit down and draw fruit, and I didn't want to draw fruit. I wanted to draw like fan art of Naruto characters. And I feel like I've always really rejected formal art training. But in a way, this is also training as well, just like practicing how to paint and just painting in general. So yeah, I want to try to make myself get out of my comfort zone a little bit more and work on things that aren't necessarily postable, but would be beneficial to my art practice in general. I was actually thinking about making maybe a video, like another week-long art challenge video, where I try to learn techniques, but not really in a way that makes me like not want to make the art anymore. Like nothing too studious, something fun, but that also helps me practice and just do things I typically wouldn't make. So yeah, let me know if you would be interested in a video like that. I think people seem to like the make art every day for a week kinds of challenges. And yeah, also I'm super open to hearing any kinds of video suggestions you guys have down below, like talking videos as well as vlogs, things you want me to show in my vlogs. I talk about it also in this video, but I've noticed randomly my YouTube performance has been a little bit down lately. I know there are seasons in which sometimes videos do better than others, so I'm trying not to read too much into it, but I also want to make sure I'm making things that y'all are interested in. Feel free to let me know, you know, what your vibe is, what you like seeing in my videos, what you want to see more of, and I will be happy to comply.
We're aliens to someone else. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know anything about it. Yeah, we did join the I don't know anything about anything. You wanna do one more? I'll do one more. I know this. You do? This is a G-rated podcast. Children watch this. Our audience is in a technology that moves that clear role in the way that we feel and act on a daily basis. And it is your time to reconnect with the Spotify and give us a 5-star review. Please go to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Can you sing us out?
Right now it's 12:30, and I basically spent this morning kind of experimenting with some painting. I haven't painted in a really long time, so I felt a bit rusty, but it was still really fun. I feel like I just wanted to go in not with the intention of making something like finished, but just to play around with paint and stuff. So I actually made this piece. This is based off this reference photo. I'll put it right here. I feel like I copied it pretty literally, but the style, like gouache, that has like a bit more expressive strokes really makes me think of like Lee Ellickson, as well as this other artist I like a lot called Morin. Also, I don't know if this like feels like me, so I don't know if I'm gonna post it, but it was still nice to practice and just like get some gouache painting in. Painting also feels nice, so I'm glad I did it. The colors are really fun, but I'm also just not crazy about this either. It doesn't really feel like me, but after that kind of like warm up, I started working in this sketchbook that I never use. This is a Strathmore mixed media. I got it a while ago because Lee uses this one and I was like, I want to try it, and I never use it. Mainly because it's for mixed media. I don't often work with traditional mediums. If I'm sketchbooking, I just use pen, so I don't really need something so thick. But I just did these like mini pansy sketches. They're like super basic, and this feels more like me. Illustration is so tricky because like you want to make it look like the thing, but not too much like what you're drawing. So like it still looks like kind of interesting and fun and quirky. I don't know. Well, I think this is fine. I don't love this. I think this was a good warm up for me, but this I like a lot. But now I'm like kind of tired that I don't really want to work on this anymore. I don't know, something about traditional medium, I just get like so fatigued. But for some reason I can draw on my iPad for like 6 hours with like, and like that, I don't know. I like doing all these experimentations because you never know what's gonna come out. I first started making these like ink drawings and I was like, I'm not feeling this, I want to paint. And even though I didn't make anything that I'm like, ooh, I can share this on Instagram now, I still feel like I got a lot out of it. I got practice out of it, and I also got this idea, and like ideas can go a long way, you know what I mean? So also I feel like the more you experiment, the more intel you get, you know? I feel like I'm learning like, oh, I really like it when I use 2 colors instead of like a bajillion colors here, and I like how really rough color pencil looks on this kind of gouache. I think after lunch I'm gonna work on maybe exploring these pansies a bit further, maybe on my iPad, and seeing what I can make out of it. And maybe I can make a finished piece, who knows.
Yeah? You want some food, Cosmo? Yeah? You want some food? Yeah. Oh, big baby. Say hello. Say hi, guys. I'm Cosmo.
I want to quickly shout out Pet Libro for sending us this automatic pet feeder. It's called the Granary Automatic Feeder. I'm so grateful to them. I honestly love working with Pet Libro. They're such sweet people. My cats really love this too. The minute I used it for the first time, they knew exactly what to do. It came in handy so much because Robert and I had to be out of the house for extended periods of time, and this really helped us out and really saved us a lot of hassle, and it was easy to set up, works great. And yeah, I just want to shout out Pet Libro. They also have a code for us, so if you want to use something to get a bit of a discount, check them out. Thank you so much. God, there's litter all over my foot. Okay, so I'm gonna make my own lunch now. I have a bunch of chickpea salad that I made yesterday that I have left over, so I'm probably just gonna make some of that. I love this lunch because chickpeas are so filling, so like I don't get as ravenous when dinner time comes around. I might eat some like popcorn, some snackies, and like watch like a YouTube video or something. I feel like lunchtime is one of my favorite times of days because I just get to like lounge for a bit. So here are the leftovers. It's so simple to make. You just wash and drain chickpeas, chop up whatever vegetables you kind of have in the fridge. So I had red onion, cucumbers, green onions, and celery. If you have a little bit of carrots, you could do that too. Just pretty much add whatever you want. And then just add mayonnaise. And then you mix it all together and then it's done. And then I just like to toast some sourdough bread because I love sourdough. I really want to learn to make my own, but I keep on putting it off. But yeah, I have like a little bit of bread left. I'm gonna toast this up with some olive oil and also add like some slices of Munster cheese. I feel like the cheese really makes it really good. And then I just add some like lettuce, tomato, and then make it into like a little Sammy. So this was like a cooking setup, but while I prep my lunch, I thought we could chit chat. I have been really excited to post more videos this month, but I've noticed that oh my God, Cosmo's in the litter box. So if you hear scratching, that's him. But I've noticed that my YouTube performance has gone down significantly. Just like the past 4 videos or so. And I don't know why this is happening, but I think I'm learning, like especially from Instagram and how much, as I'm sure like a lot of you know, like the Instagram algorithm has just been like abysmal lately. It's just kind of teaching me that even if every video I make doesn't like get a bunch of views, it's really not the end of the world. And it's like not necessarily my fault. I feel like my first reaction is always just like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Is it because the thumbnail I made is just like really uninteresting? Like, should I be doing something different in my videos? I don't know. It is definitely like stressful too because I make a huge portion of my income from YouTube. So yeah, I always get worried like, oh, if my views just keep going down, does that mean like I'm not going to earn as much anymore? It's definitely a huge bummer. I think I watched this TikTok or something where someone was just like, you can think of Instagram now as like a nurturing platform because since it's so difficult to grow on Instagram these days, like honestly, even like a year ago, it was like exponentially easier to gain an audience and stuff. Someone was like, oh, you can just think of it as like a nurturing platform. Like you can just share things to people that already follow you, which I know is kind of hard too because like oftentimes not even the people who follow you are seeing your stuff, but that's just kind of how I'm choosing to look at it. Like this is just a platform I'm gonna use to like share things with people who already follow and maybe rely on other ways to grow. All right, so here's the Sammy. Looking good. I hate making reels and I just don't want to make them. And I also find that even when I make TikToks, like I don't really get a shit ton of engagement either. So I think I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. If I don't grow a lot, like within the next few months, it's not a huge deal. I can just do my best. But if you're also feeling kind of scared about like these algorithms not really pushing content out, I definitely feel you. I'm also really nervous. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna focus on what I can control, right? Like I can't control Instagram not showing my art to a bunch of people, and I can't control the fact that I hate making reels. And it's okay. Like I feel like I think social media really trains you to only think of growth as your numbers increasing, but continuously making like nice things that people enjoy, strengthening the bonds you have with your audience already can also be considered growth too. And in terms of YouTube, it's like algorithms are so arbitrary. Like I don't know what it is about certain videos that get like 40K versus videos that get 7. I'm like, I don't know what it is, and I feel like I don't want to make myself like, I don't want to give myself a headache analyzing something that actually doesn't make sense. I don't know if there's anything really to stress about other than just like keep on making videos and hope for the best. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go eat lunch now, go on a walk, and I'll check back in with you after lunch. Right now it's around 3:43, so it's almost 4, so we're approaching the end of the day. Today was so chill. So after lunch, I took a pretty long lunch break. I just walked to get some apple cider vinegar, and I made my little trap, and then I played with the cats a bit because I feel like once they see me on the couch, they're like, oh, so you're available to play. And then they'll like ask to be played with and stuff, and they're just really sweet cats. When I was living with Spicy would like demand for attention, even when you were working, especially when she was a kitten. But my kittens, they're like very well behaved. Like if you are like busy doing something, they'll just be like, okay, well, I'll just go nap until you're done. Like they're very respectful. I think because they saw me just relaxing and chilling, they were like, oh, we can play? And Rover kept on coming over and asking for pets. It was so cute. After my lunch break, I decided to work on the pansy thing I was talking about earlier. So I had the sketch and I put it on my iPad, and I'll put the time lapse up because I find time lapses really interesting and fun to look at. I really like this. I feel like sometimes I try to make pieces more complicated than they need to be. I feel like something I really enjoy when I look at art is really simple stuff. So I feel like I'm learning how to create more texture in my work. Normally I will use like a gouache brush and then I will try to like layer texture brushes on top. But this time I exclusively use a really crunchy textured brush just entirely for the piece. I didn't use gouache brush and then layer on top. I just did all with that one textured brush. And I feel like it came out like super fun. And I'm also learning a really important way of achieving texture, especially through digital art, is the colors you use underneath. So if you have like a pink brush and you have a white background and you make your texture brush really large and you know, you're drawing and stuff, you might not find that the texture is super visible and you're like, oh my gosh, is this brush broken? No, the key is to put a high contrasting color underneath. Made myself a smoothie. We got this like big bag of frozen mangoes from Costco. Game changer. I just took a bit of like a couch lay down break. I feel like I get like waves of energy throughout the day, and I definitely needed to just chill and take a break from my eyes, especially. Like after I draw for a while, I definitely need to take like a bit of a eye break. I'm just getting better at realizing like, oh, I need a break, or oh, I can do a little more, or like, oh, I should like eat a snack, do something, and then just like call it a day. I feel like I'm getting better at reading like what my body is feeling and what I need, you know? And yeah, I think it just took practice and like some burnout to realize like what my limits are and how to best take care of myself. And I'm still learning. I'm like not at like the most best place, but I'm definitely like a lot better than I used to be. Also, check out June's Patreon postcard. I love how it came out. I'm so happy with this. This might be like one of my favorite pieces of art I've ever made, and also like definitely my favorite Patreon print by far. But this is the print I made a year ago. And yeah, I just feel like with these two images, you can really see how I've grown and changed as an artist. I think I've improved tremendously. But it's just cool to see how like, yeah, I'm still drawing like cute art with cats, but I think I've improved a lot, and I'm quite proud of myself. The light in here at 6 p.m. is pretty outrageous. But hello, it's like 6:30. I ended up going for a walk. I took like an hour-long walk, and it was so nice to just take a really nice long stroll. I took a shower, as you can see. I also had like a snack too. I ate like a piece of cold pizza from Costco because I was pretty hungry after my smoothie. Now it's dinner time. We're gonna make a sausage soup, and I potentially will make some peach cobbler, because I'm kind of in the mood to like have a nice dessert, so yeah.
Cosmo, are you baby? Are you a baby?
Legs to paw. What about you? Are you a baby? Are you a baby?
Yes, you're a baby.
The boys. Baby number 1 and baby number 2. I actually developed this recipe. It's not unique, it's literally just like vegetable soup with sausage and mint in it. But I first like tried making this recipe during early 2020 quarantine because we barely had any food in the house that like I wanted to eat, and my parents like eat super healthy, so I only had like very healthy ingredients on hand. So I was like, okay, let me just try making this. Okay, yes, thank you, Rover. Rover, you weren't even alive then, the story I'm telling. And my mom also had like a lot of mint growing outside. So I basically made this like sausage vegetable soup. I put quinoa in it because that's like one of the only grains we had because my parents eat super healthy. And it really hit the spot for some reason. And I haven't had it in like years. But for some reason the other day, I had like a random craving for it. So I made it like 2 weekends ago. And it really hit the spot. And I was just like, wow, maybe I can make this more. It's like really healthy because it's like basically vegetable soup, and then the quinoa is also super healthy and it's pretty filling. I've been really loving this person's YouTube channel. I think their name is Emily Ewing. I don't know how to pronounce the last name quite correctly. But they film like what I eat vegan videos, and I'm not vegan, but I still really enjoy their channel because it's very like anti-diet, chill, like whatever's in my fridge, and I would recommend those videos to you if you also just like chill day in the life content. So we're first gonna brown the sausage with some onion. I just get like pretty cheap sausage from the grocery store, and you know we gotta have a healthy glug of olive oil.
Somewhere, so I ate that. And then once the floor was dried, it was sandwich time. And this is me just showing you the progress on the lettuce. So I don't know if I missed something. what the heck? Like, that's so weird, but it's really not. Calm down, please. This is me eating some hippies.
1 cup of sugar. I'm having the recipe though, so I'm gonna put sugar, peach slices, and lemon juice. Sprinkle with cinnamon if desired. Okay. I cut these peaches like terribly. Like every slice looks different. I don't feel good about this. I do not feel good about this. And the quinoa's done cooking as well, so I will typically spoon the quinoa in separately, and I store them separately too, just because I find the quinoa just ends up absorbing all of the liquid in my soup when I have it as leftovers, so. And now for my favorite part, the mint. I add a ton of mint just because like I love mint. And yeah, I also seasoned with garlic powder, as well as some basil leaves and cayenne pepper, and obviously salt and pepper. It's really the sausage that makes it for me. This one got a little bit of a kick. I don't know what the texture of cobbler is supposed to be, but this is quite goopy. It tastes good. I don't know if it's... I think I should have added a little more flour. Anything to say to my viewers?
Hello.
That's it?
Long time no see.
Do you think like the peaches have so much water in them too?
Yeah, that might be what it is too.
Okay, so my cobbler is super wet, and I definitely should have put more flour in. I did follow the recipe, but I just think it's a little bit too goopy, but it tastes really good. It's just like cinnamon, butter, sugar, and peaches. Like, obviously it's gonna taste yummy. Right now it's around 8:30. Robert and I are just gonna watch TV and wind down for the rest of the night, so this is gonna be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed a very typical day of my life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.